Hey guys, Lancer here. Hope everyone's doing well. Thanks for joining me. We'll look into some more MTG market movers for the week. Starting with Darksteel Mutation. So this card, it did take a bit of a dip, but really it's a very good card in most decks that have had running white, especially if you want something that can stop a commander from actually being useful rather than exiling it or stealing it or anything else like that, because it does limit what you can do with it after, because they can just put it in the command zone. So this is actually really good for that kind of stuff. It's taken probably about a, what is that, 33% increase. Now it doesn't have to be completely 33% just in one day, but it's now spiking quite aggressively. And if you want to pick up this card, I think you might want to. Even the cheapest TCG player is still sitting at $1.53. So that's a pretty high chance that this card could go up to $2 or $3 even on TCG. And we'll have to see if the reasons for that, if there's a specific reason. I can't really tell, and I'd be very surprised if it goes above the $3 range, because that's what it was sitting on for a long time, almost 3 and a bit years. Moving on to Sword of the Animist. Now, this one is a good card. It did take a massive drop after about August 2020, and it would have been a good time to pick up. Truthfully, if you pick this up about, straight after Modern Horizons, probably about a couple of weeks after, right when Innistrad was out, this card was sitting at probably about half of what it was, not even less than half of what it was before. Now it's moving up quite aggressively. The last couple of days it's moved up by a couple of dollars. Yeah, this is going to be hard. I think this is actually just one of those pickups that you should have, or could have done a while back. It might be a bit too late now. The $7 might not be too bad still, but depends on what you need it for. Chandra, Dressed to Kill from Innistrad. This card was flatlining for a long time, at least a couple of weeks, and now it's moving up. Now it's not very aggressive, $10 to $13. This could turn into something more. It's now sitting at $9.50 on TCG. Not too bad, depends on what you want to use it for, as always. Arclight Phoenix. Now look at this. This is actually a massive spike, almost a 100% increase in the last day and a half. The last couple of days. Why? Good question. The last couple of decks that this was being played in was in a Pioneer deck, and it was picked up in November 4th, 2021. Legacy has it in Buried Phoenix, but that's 2 decks, and other than people trying to try it out, I don't really know why it spiked up this aggressively. If someone has an idea, let me know. But yeah, there you go. Pretty aggressive. Gaia's Touch, From the Dark. Now it's a From the Dark card. It never flatlines to where it was before. It's not on the reserve list, but there's no other printing of it. Will it get another printing? Maybe. I mean, it's 2 mana for an enchantment, pay 0. You may put a basic forest card from your hand onto the battlefield. Activate this ability only anytime you can cast a sorcery and only once each turn. Sacrifice Gaia's Touch, add green. It's not bad. It can be useful in certain decks, but is it amazing? Is it good for a non-reserved card? Probably not, but at $1.99, it may not ever get printed again unless it's going to be printed for a very specific reason. Maybe it's worth it as a pickup. Maddening Imp from Tempest. Very, very weird looking card. The imp looks kind of like a monkey. I don't know. But is it good? 1/1 for a flying tap non-wall creatures that the active player controls attacks this turn if able. At the beginning of the next end step, destroy each of those creatures that didn't attack this turn. Activate this ability only during an opponent's turn and only before combat. Is it good? I mean, it might be good because it can force combat. They may not want to tap down their creatures before combat for any mana-related abilities. But is it good? No, not really. Moving on. Phantom Nishibo from Judgment. That's cool art. It's a cool creature. It is spiking up, but nothing too aggressive. It's not on the reserve list. There's $1.25 on TCG. Commander 2017 version as well, obviously as a cat. This is just a beast spirit, but it is a cat beast spirit because it looks like a cat. And it's not bad. It's not bad for what it is. On the higher end of a cat deck, yeah, it's iconic. It's pretty cool. You might want to play it in a cat deck. Why it spiked up? Not sure. Cats. There was a cat that was spoiled. I think as part of the Capina New York themed deck. That was a demon cat. Maybe that's why. Remand, good card, probably at the lowest point. I'd recommend picking it up for $1.54 if you really want this card. It's good. Wailuli Wolf from Arabian Nights. That is actually a really good wolf card. That looks like a good wolf. It's a good wolf. Is it actually a good wolf? Target creature gets +1/+1 until the end of turn. You can tap it as a combat trick. It's a 1/1. It's a 1/1 for 1 green and 1 colorless. It's still a good wolf. I like it because it looks cool. The art's cool. Would you want to pick it for $6? Probably not. Would you want to pick it for 63 cents? Maybe. 97 cents? Maybe. $24 and from 99 cents from Arabian Nights? Probably not. It really does depend on what you want it for. And in my mind, if you want to put it in a wolf deck, you just pick a 60 cents version. If you want this as a collector piece, then you'd pick the $6 version. Sigil of the Empty Throne. Good enchantment card. Very valued in enchantment decks. Why is it 75 cents? It is very slow moving at this point. You're not going to need to worry too much about it. The spikes coming recently are just because of enchantments. I would recommend picking this card anyways, because there's always going to be enchantment decks, and 75 cents, you're not losing much. So, why not? Dakin Blackblade from Chronicles. Now, this is a Chronicles white-bordered card. The Legends one is already sitting at $179, sorry. And this one is now moving up to $1.24. Now, are we going to see the white border cards move up because of the movement coming from Legends? I don't think so, because people just don't consider these collectors. But if they do at some point in the future, maybe this is worth picking up, and you can always make a cool theme deck out of it. So, moving on to MTG Goldfish. Biggest movers of the week. Meat Hook Massacre, $71.89, a 25% gain. That is insane. Hengate Pathway, $16.94, 103% increase. Insane as well. Chandra, $14.70, 49% increase. These are actually insanely... This is crazy jumps in price. Fable of the Mirror Breaker, Ottawara, Soaring City, Deserted Beach, 15% gain. Nothing else is too crazy for that one. Ranger Class dropping down by 14%. Memory Deluge dropping down by 14%. Still, that's surprising. I mean, Goldspan Dragon is on this list for the top losers of the day, but I'm expecting this to drop more because of the... It was a standard deck that was released that literally the one card it had was a Goldspan Dragon, and people are pre-ordering it because of that. If there's an unlimited amount of those, then Goldspan Dragon cannot stay at $27 because that entire deck is worth $30, and while the Goldspan Dragon is worth about $37, there are another 6 or 7 cards that the professor also said are going to be part of it, which will increase the value of that deck to about $70, which $84, which means that Goldspan Dragon should come down to around about $20 to $15 after that has come out and sat around until people have just pillaged it for their dragon. So I'm expecting this to now drop down to $15. But we'll see. It depends on if they have supply problems and all that. Moving to Modern. So Modern, moving to weekly. Liliana of the Veil got a 5% gain. Now that we've lost Loris, there's a pretty high chance that Liliana is going to jump all the way back to 100. So if you want to pick her up now, I'd recommend it. She's moved up very gently after the ban, but I'm expecting her to pick up speed. She did jump from $64 to, well, $78. That's actually a bit of a gain. Like 64 to 75 isn't that bad, but 78. This is starting to get up to the 15% increase, but I still think that she could move to the $90 pretty fast. So depends on if you want to play Giant. Minomo School of Water's Edge, 12% gain. Overgrown Tomb, still going up, 14% gain. Breeding Pool, 8% gain. Hollowed Fountain, 10% gain. I don't know why these Shocklands are moving up, but maybe it's because we haven't had Shocklands in so long. If you have extra Shocklands, maybe now is probably a time to start getting rid of them, because look at the Breeding Pool, $40 each, crazy. I remember picking them up for like 15. So yeah, something to keep an eye on. Biggest drops, Sakashima, the Imposter, sitting at $16. Now there's a better Sakashima. It's kind of unfortunate, but there you go. And Opal I Kondoma's Yojimbo dropping down by 15% and I said at $9.49. And Nikan Revenant 11% dropped and I said $11.39. That was in the new Vampire deck, so no surprises there. Any other Scalding Tarn, $32. Maybe time to start picking those up slowly and steadily. If you need 4 of them, maybe one a week or 1 month. Might not be too bad. They should be flattening out at any point now. Let's just do a quick check to make sure that's true. Yeah, that looks pretty flat to me. So yeah, they're flattening out at any point now. So look into it. I mean, don't get me wrong, I probably bought one of them around here, but I never bought more than one because obviously Commander decks pretty specific. But if you want to pick up 4 of them, now may be a good time to start looking into it. Lady of the Veil, yeah, spiking up a bit. Moving to Pioneer. Winata, Joiners of the Force, 126% gain to now sit at $22. Huh. Mox Amber, 12% gain to now sit at $50. Mono Confluence, 12% gain to now sit at $32.23. The guy that makes the Mox Amber channel, the one that has like hundreds of Mox Ambers, he has got to be able to be pretty happy with this, and I would recommend getting rid of a decent chunk of them. I mean, picking them up for $20 or $15 and then getting rid of them for $50. That's pretty good in my eyes, especially if you can get rid of about 100 of them. That's like a couple of $100. Rin and Seri, Inseparable, 15% gain to now sit at $20.30. And Sliver Hive Lord. I know why that moved up. It's because of a Remy song called Shivers. Pretty good song, pretty good about Slivers. I myself am not too impressed with playing Slivers, but I can imagine there's a reason why they're in high demand. Lurus of the Dream Den, banned card, now $5. Poor Lurus. And Consulate Dreadnought, 20% drop, now sit at $1.65. Moving over to the dual lands, flatlining for Badlands, Bayou dropping down slowly, Tropical Island dropping down slowly, Volcanic Island dropping down slowly. So keep an eye on those, and MTG spoilers. So we have got a left-handed magic cards for one of the secret layers. Garruk, Call of the Beast, Rogak, Son of Rogar, Giraffe's Messenger, that was an expensive card. Empress Galena, that was a $20 card. Sisei, Weatherlight Captain. So in between this, what's the value? I forgot what Giraffe's Messenger is, but I think it was like $10, $15, $20, so $35 plus maybe Garruk is $3, $4. So you got like a $40 package in $29.99, or is it $39.99 for foil, which is going to be nice and bendy. Is a good value. Depends. Empress Galena, I don't think has ever been reprinted, and Giraffe is used in a couple of decks, so maybe good value. And Street of Capina. We got a couple of cats and vampires and sphinxes as all demons. So pretty cool. Pretty cool for the fact that you can get now a blue, black, and red vampire deck. But is it actually going to play like a vampire? Let's find out. Also, is anyone else noticing they're going for a kind of Marvel kind of art style? Like we got Thanos. We got Thanos, and they haven't spoiled Thanos, but then this is the Collector. Like literally, Marvel has the Collector. I don't know who this guy is, and I don't know who this guy is, but maybe you can let me know. I wouldn't be surprised if they're trying to base this on at least some cool part of Marvel. So you got Rafini, Scheming Seer, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black for a 1/4 Sphinx Demon with flying and ward 1. Not bad. Whenever you attack, target attacking creature connives X, where X is the number of attacking creatures. Draw X cards, then discard X cards. Put a +1/+1 counter on that creature for each non-land card discarded this way. Not bad, because it actually triggers just before they deal damage, which means all the +1/+1 counters still help out for dealing extra damage. Cool. Lord Zander, the Collector, 4 colorless, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red for a 6/6. Legendary creature, vampire, demon, noble. Pretty expensive. 7 mana for a 6/6 with no other specific keywords, but he does have other text. So when Lord Zander, the Collector, enters the battlefield, target opponent discards half the cards in their hands rounded down. Now, I don't like that. What I kind of prefer is all opponents discard their hands to half their cards. Because if you target someone with this, it's a feel bad. when Lord Zander attacks, defending player mills half their libraries rounded down. No, I prefer when Lord Zander attacks, all opponents mill 20, I mean, no matter what, they had to do the math, so let's say 30 cards. Or instead of like a set number, maybe it should be, because it's rounded down, so they can lose, but no, they can't lose by doing this. Okay, well, I just think it should have been global, because when you do this specific things, it just means that you're going to pick on someone, and it's just going to be a feel bad when everyone on the table can feel bad except for you. Like that would be better in Commander. And the last one, when Lord Zander dies, target opponent sacrifices half the non-land permanents they control, rounded down. Very painful. Exile effects are the best way to deal with this guy. Jetmir, Nexus of Revels, 1 colorless, 1 black, 1 white, 1 red for a 5/4. Legendary creature, Cat Demon. Creatures you control get +1/+0 and have vigilance as long as you control 3 or more creatures. When you have 6 or more creatures, they have +1/+0 and trample. And when you have 9 or more creatures, 9 lives, you get +1/+0 and double strike. How good do I think this guy is? He's pretty good. He doesn't even specifically say cats. He just says creatures. This guy is actually insane in creature token decks. Really good. And like, I mean, I'm actually kind of annoyed, but Ren's Seri, for that 50% gain, I feel like people might have known earlier than we want to believe, but they were $16 and then they went up to $20, and I feel like they can go up higher because this same colors. Look at that, same colors, which means Random Seri and Jetmir Nexus of Rebels can be in the same deck, and both decks work with tokens. Pretty much anything to do with tokens is now going to do better because of this guy. The charms, Kabarati Charm, 1 colorless, 1 red, 1 white, 1 green for an instant. Charm deals damage equal to the number of creatures you control, target creature or planeswalker. Creatures you control get +1/+1, gain trample until end of turn, and create 2 1/1 green and white citizen creature tokens. Not that impressive, but okay, it's instant. And Obscura Charm, 1 color, 1 white, 1 blue, 1 black for a instant. Return target multicolored permanent with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Tapped. Pretty good at the end of someone's turn. Counter target instant or sorcery spell, really good. And destroy target creature or planeswalker with mana value 3 or less. This is insane. Maestro's Charm, 1 blue, 1 black, 1 red. For an instant, look at the top 5 cards of your library, put one of those cards in your hand and the rest into the graveyard. Each opponent loses 3 life and you gain 3 life, not that impressive. And deals 5 damage to target creature or planeswalker. Okay, so the first one is pretty good, the rest not so good. And obviously Broker's Ascendancy, it gives you +1/+1 tokens at the beginning of your end step. Pretty good because it also deals with loyalty counters. Very good for Traxxas. And you got what do you call it? Stranger Things Secret Lairs reprints coming back out as normal cards. Anyways, guys, I think I'm going to call it at that. Thanks for watching and have a good day. See ya.